So, I've been thinking a lot about big band music lately, and you might be wondering, why is that, Jamie? And the reason is because I've got a really fun remote recording project with my big band that I've been working on lately. It's pretty similar to the one I did a little while back. I love big band music. It's what I grew up on musically. Playing in my high school's big band taught me so many skills that became a big part of my philosophy as a musician, even to this day. Things like supporting the musicians you're playing with, committing the music to memory, and studying the recordings for authenticity. I bring these to every musical situation I'm a part of these days. Now, given that a lot of students are going back to school this year and may or may not be playing in a big band, I thought it would be fun to do a little series of videos that's talking about some of my own approaches to playing in a big band. Alright, so the first thing we're going to talk about is ensemble figures versus section figures. So ensemble figures are usually played by the full band, that's why they're called ensemble figures, and they're usually at a little bit of a louder dynamic, and they're written with rhythmic slash notation that looks something like this. To contrast that, we have section figures, which are only played by one section of the band, so just the trombones, just the trumpets, or just the saxophones. And this is best notated with small notation above the staff with slashes underneath. Now, it's important to note that not all charts are notated the same way, so when in doubt, it's best to defer to your ears to determine if something is an ensemble figure or a section figure. For now, let's not worry about the section figures. We're going to focus mostly on ensemble figures. And the funny thing about drum set music is that it doesn't actually tell you what to play, it just tells you when to play it. So right now what we're going to start with is talking about what to play when you see these figures. A good starting rule is to play the bass drum and the crash cymbal on each ensemble figure. Let's see what that sounds like. So the first time I'm going to show the ensemble figure written in rhythmic slash notation, and then the second time I'll write out what I played. Alright, now here's another example. This time it's going to be on an upbeat. Alright, now that we're covering all the hits, we can take it one step further by setting up the band. A setup is where you frame your friend for a crime he did not commit in order to get him incarcerated so you can reap the benefits of the heist. Just kidding. A setup is a figure played before the ensemble hit in order to prepare the band to play the ensemble hit together in time. And at this point you might be asking, how far ahead is it played, Jamie? Well, I'm glad you asked, and I'm going to answer it with a rule I call the 1/4, 1/8 rule. The rule is as follows. If the figure is on a beat, then the setup goes 1/4 before the figure. If the figure is on an off beat, then the setup goes 1/8 before the figure. And since we're playing the figure with the crash cymbal and the bass drum, which is a low sound, we're going to play the setup with the snare drum, which is a high sound. Alright, so I'm going to play through a couple examples of these so that you can hear the 1/4, 1/8 rule in action. We'll do figures on beat 2, the and of 1, beat 3, and then the and of 4. Now, as you're practicing this, you're going to find that while the rule is the same for any beat, the coordination is going to feel a little bit different, and you're going to have to figure out how to get back to the time feel after playing the ensemble figure. I'll share these MIDI tracks and PDFs in the description so that you can practice along at home. And that's going to be it for today's lesson. These setups are super simple, but they're really effective and they're going to get you through a lot of music. On your way out, make sure to flam tap those like and subscribe buttons because next week we're going to be talking about section figures. Until then, happy practicing!